for the Heart of Camden as their project developer and sales manager. And what my job is to help people find affordable housing and to also help them to realize what is needed in purchasing a home and things that they have to do to build up their credit or build up their savings or whatever it's involved with buying a home. And I find a lot of people come to me that are renting, paying a lot of rent, and want to own their own homes. They're really interested in putting that money to work for their own selves, and actually not realizing at the time that they have what they need to do to make that happen. So that's when we come together, and I tell them what they need to do, if it's their credit or if it's their savings, and then that's when they become motivated, because they actually realize that they can own their own home. And once I tell them the minimal things that are really involved in owning their own homes, then they're really motivated to go out and do what they need to do. And so we find, especially since our homes are very affordable, that they find that paying rent is double than what they would actually pay for a mortgage, and would have more space. So that is another motivator that pushes them. And to actually know that they can, their children can have their own rooms, because the way we set up, we sell homes with enough space for the family, and 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, so that the family can be comfortable. So they come in and do what they have to do. They're excited, and within, I would say, a 2-month period, they have switched from renting and paying someone else to owning their own home and reaping the benefits and having their own assets in their for themselves. Of course, with the economy the way it is, it's a little difficult. There are credit issues. The lenders are expecting almost perfection, but we still work with them to try to help them meet their requirements and their demands, and so pretty much they're able to we're pretty much able to make that happen. The most important things about people owning their own homes in Camden is that a lot of agencies, a lot of nonprofits, if you will, are working to redevelop this city. And in redeveloping and restoring the dignity of the community, you need families. There's nothing wrong with renting. Everybody, you know, they have their own thing, what they want to do. But where you have families that are living in a community, they tend to work more towards and work together more to try to keep their community going. So we, as a housing developer, we like to bring families in so that they feel more comfortable. There are other families that have the same ideas they have in keeping up their community. They're willing to stand together. They're willing to come out to community meetings because they all want the same thing. And so it's important that, number one, they can afford to do that, because housing is really expensive. And to live in Camden, it's not only, I mean, the housing is affordable, but it's an area where you have transportation that's closed, you have employment that is closed. So you can pretty much go from home to employment, to go shopping, without a lot of extra added expenses. And I mean, you see this out in the suburbs also, but you see that even now in the suburbs, they tend to build homes, and around the homes they have their shopping areas or places where people work or medical facilities. So basically we have the same thing here in the city of Camden. And when people, if they can afford to live here, work here, and have their needs met here, then again it helps to rebuild the community and to restore in the neighborhood. We find ways where they can manage to pay their mortgage, keep up their utilities, and continue their home lifestyle with that salary. Why? Because the house is affordable. when you're talking about paying $500 to $600 a month, I mean, today that's really affordable, especially when you're getting a nice home. You could be somewhere else paying $1,000 to $2,000 and may not even get as much space as one would get here in the city of Camden. So that's another thing that motivates the people that come in. They they have jobs, they work hard, they're about doing something for their families. And if they find that, okay, I'll put in a few more hours if it means I need to make a couple of more dollars to reach the income level that I need, they'll do it. They'll do it. I've had people to come in where they was working part-time hours and asked for full-time hours because they just needed to increase their income a little bit more. They were glad to do that because to them it was in sight. It was a goal in sight. And if I can work a few more hours to own my own home, hey, why not? Or I've had people to come in with, they don't realize what's on their credit. It might be something as simple as medical bills. And here they have all this credit. I've had people to come in realizing what their credit was, what they needed to pay, their debt was, what they needed to pay. And they set up a plan, they set up a goal, and they make arrangements to get it paid, call the people, work out whatever they can, because in their mind, their goal is to own their own home, and they can see that vision in sight.